when people say to me, well, this is all very frightening that the country was set about to bring about the incarnation of the Antichrist. I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? My response is to it, yeah. What are you going to do? Mm-hmm. Because year after year, these occultists, decade after decade, generation after generation, attempt to bring forward their ungodly Antichrist and his world order. Mm-hmm. And at least up until now, it has been the Ezekiels of God that have stopped it. Mm-hmm. So when we stand in his authority, we're the power that can make a difference. I know we'll run out of time. Let me try to summarize some of this stuff real fast. There is this spooky thought if you give yourself to it. What if we have no Ezekiels on earth in our generation? Given that this magic originated with Babylonian and Akkadian occult forces and was clearly important to Rosicrucians and Freemasons, metaphysicians of early America, further, that the Bible even acknowledges the occult power of these devices, these beliefs. How seriously, then, should we take the layout of Washington, D.C., to use magic squares, Egyptian utilities, to bring about the incarnation of an Antichrist? Well, I believe, of course, that Dan Brown, the novelist, knew exactly what was going on. I think he understood the occult layout, the plan, may have even originally intended to write about it. And I'm going to have to talk about that on a different show because we'll run out of time to talk about it today. But there are secrets for those that look at it. The original title of his book, The Solomon Key, being later changed to The Lost Symbol. Why would he have used directly a reference to that ancient Grimoire? If you look in his book, the lost symbol turns out to be the Bible that's inside the base of the Washington Monument, but he does not explain why it's there and what it's doing inside of a 666 square. The opening of his book, the entire thing, begins with what a Mason goes through in the 33rd degree Freemason when they reached that level, reenacting the death and resurrection of Haramabi, for, in our language, Osiris. He points to all these things, the Washington Monument, the apotheosis of George Washington, but he never goes on to explain what any of it means. This Washington Monument, the Osiris, was slain by Set and his, guess how many? 72 conspirators or demons. This is all part of Freemasonic belief. Even the hero of his book winds up trying to solve the riddle of the lost symbol using a magic square related to Osiris, Isis, Horus, but he never takes any of it anywhere, never explains anything to anybody. And of course the big question would be, why would Dan Brown do that and cover it up?